Hey guys, it's TheBattleProductions. Welcome to another Wi-Fi battle against EliteMicroGamer. This is a battle for Really 123T's tournament, so yeah, enjoy. Okay, so I sent out my Mianchow, and he sends out his Azelf, and I predict like Stealth Rock, so I go for Fake Out here, and he flinches, and then he predicts me going for the U-turn, so he goes for U-turn himself and sends out a different Pokemon. Like Zapdos, and since I already picked U-turn, so I end up using U-turn. I switch out into my Raikou, so yeah. Yeah. Next turn I actually go for the Volt switch because I want to just get as much damage on this thing as I can, because this thing can actually do damage to my team. So I decide I Volt switch and I send out my Deoxys, and he goes for the Heat Wave, which it's a pretty good play, but I end up using the Volt switch, so it didn't really help out that much. But he goes for T-Bolt here, and I just go for the Toxic. So I was thinking I could Toxic stall him, and yeah. We both recover from leftovers. He gets hurt from Toxic. I decide I'm just gonna Toxic stall him with Recover. So I just keep doing that, and eventually he goes down. But basically, yeah, that's pretty much it for this Zapdos. But yeah, I think it's just one more turn, and then it's done. So I go for Cosmic Power here, so I can boost my defense and special defense. And he ends up surviving this Toxic, which is, well, at least this Toxic Poison, whatever, side effect. So I go for Recover here, and yeah, and there goes his Zapdos. So, yeah. So, it's 6-5 right here. So, he ends up setting out his Frost Fairy, which is Azelf. I predict, like, Psychic, well, no, not Psychic, Explosion. But he ends up using Trick, and he gets a Focus Band. And then, right here, I do such a dumb play. I forgot he had a Bronzong on his team. I was thinking I could lock myself into T-Wave and paralyze his whole team. Well, he ends up sending out his Bronzong, predicting that. He ends up getting paralysis hacks. I end up going for the high jump kick. He puts up a Reflect. I go for a high jump kick again, but I miss. And then he goes for Gyro Ball and takes out my Bronzong. So it's 5-5. I send out my Combuskin, and I just wanted to see what he would do, so I go for a Protect. But he ends up sending out his Azelf, and I was like, oh, great. I'm predicting the Psychic move. So what I do is I switch out into Deoxys, and yeah, Deoxys defense. He goes for the Explosion, and that ends up taking himself out, but he ends up not taking out my Deoxys defense. Oh, by the way, any of you thinking this is Uber, this is actually a UU, so yeah. Basically, he goes for Bullet Punch, he gets a crit, which takes out my Deoxys defense. And I send out my Combuskin, and I predicted the switch and go for Bulk Up. So, yeah. And then I knew I could live a single hit. I can live a hit from this thing. So he goes for Focus Blast. I thought you'd go for High Jump. Wait, no, it doesn't have that. I don't know. I just expect something else. But I just go for a Bulk Up here because I just knew I could live one. So he's thinking, okay, maybe he's gonna probably get a sweep on me. So I go for Sky Uppercut. I miss, but it doesn't matter because it's a switch. But I go for Sky Uppercut now, and it takes out his Bronzong, which is pretty good because Gyro Ball is stronger if it's paralyzed. So he goes for the Vacuum Wave here, and even if I have +2, it wouldn't take me out. So I go for Sky Uppercut here, take out his Infernape. And yeah, I have a speed boost, and then he sends out his Metagross, and he ends up using Bullet Punch and taking out my Combuskin. So I end up getting a little mini sweep there. So I end up sending out my Raikou. I just locked myself into Thunderbolt since this is choice specs. So yeah, I just go for Thunderbolt here, and yeah, I go for another Thunderbolt here, and that takes out his Haxorus. So now he only has one Pokemon left. I go for T-Bolt here, but it doesn't take it out. It put it in the red. He goes for Earthquake, and yeah. he takes out my Raikou. And yeah, I just go for my Salamence and go for the Earthquake. And that is game. So good game, EliteMicroGamer. I'll put his link in the description because he's a good friend. But please hit like, favorite, comment, subscribe. Check out the people in my box. And yeah, see you guys next time.